Hello everybody. Today we will continue our lecture on human body skeletal system. Maxilla. The maxilla is a paired bone, one on either side of the face. It forms the central part of the facial skeleton and the upper jaw that contains the upper teeth. So it contributes to the facial structure of the oral cavity and the structure of the oral cavity. The maxillary bone contains the largest of the paranasal sinuses. These are the paranasal sinuses. These are air fluid-filled cavities that plays a role in reducing the weight of the skull, and it helps in producing the resonance in the voice production. The mucus produced in these sinuses contain antibodies and enzymes that contribute in our body immune defense mechanism. Mandible is the lower jaw bone and is the largest and the strongest bone in the human face. It plays a crucial role in various functions, including your chewing and grinding food. It also provides supports to the lower teeth and plays a role in speech articulation, that is, during talking. Nasal bones are a pair of small rectangular shaped bones that are fused in the midline, creating the nasal bridge of the nose. They contribute to the overall structures and shape of the nose, which is the central feature of the face. So it contributes to the overall aesthetic appearance of the face. The sphenoid bone is a butterfly or bat-shaped bone located at the base of the skull near the middle of the facial skeleton. It contributes significantly to the structure of the skull and the floor of the cranium. The sphenoid bone forms part of the floor of the skull and contributes to the formation of the orbits, the nasal cavity, and the various cranial fossa. It provides the structural support and serves as a passageway for the nerves and blood vessels. Ethmoid bone plays a crucial role in the formation of the nasal cavity, the nasal septum, and the eye sockets. It supports the olfactory bulbs and contributes to the sense of smell by providing passageway to the olfactory nerves. Located at the anterior part of the skull, between the eyes, it contributes to the structure of the skull, particularly the nasal cavity and the eye sockets. The zygomatic bone, commonly known as the cheek bones. These are also paired bones located on either side of the face. It contributes to the prominence of the cheeks and the lateral wall of the eye orbit, contributing to the shape of the eye socket. The zygomatic arch along with the temporal bone provides attachment for the muscles which are involved in mastication or chewing. The lacrimal bones are also paired bones. They are two in number. They form part of the facial skeleton situated on the medial aspect of the orbit. The functional role is to participate in the creation of the lacrimal apparatus, which produce and drains tears. The palatine bone is a paired bone located in the facial skeleton. On each side of the face, it is situated at the posterior part of the nasal cavity and extend into the oral cavity, thus contributing to the formation of the hard palate and part of the nasal cavity and floor of the orbit. This horizontal plate of the palatine bone contributes to the formation of the hard palate, separating the oral and the nasal cavities. the palatine cerebrum. Cerebrum is the largest portion of the brain. It divides into two cerebral hemispheres separated by this medial longitudinal fissure. Each cerebral hemisphere controls the contralateral side or part of the body, means the right portion of the cerebral hemisphere will control the left side of the body, and the left portion or part of the cerebral hemisphere will control the right side of the body. It is further subdivided into frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and occipital lobe. It is over here that all your consciousness is occurring. So all your perception of everything, your hearing, your seeing, your touching, your tasting, and all your thinking occurs over here. So first is the frontal lobe situated anteriorly. It helps us to allow to all of our decision making, planning, happenings, and our abilities to improve the way we think, how you move, and how you remember the things, and how you talk, like speech, behavior, and interact with the with your thinkings. Then is the parietal bone. It allows the parietal bone, the neurons of the parietal bone, which are the functional cells, they receive and then they process the sensory input, such as your sense of touch, pressure, heat, cold, and pain. The temporal lobe, it contains the neurons of this temporal lobe called cortex. Main function is auditory, that is responding to the sound, especially the pitch of the sound, and it also responsible for encoding of memory. The occipital bone, it contains the visual cortex, used for locating the objects in the environment, identifying difference between the colors, calculate the size of the object and distance between you and the object. Message travels along with the optic nerves. Cerebellum. The cerebellum is the part of the brain located at the back inferior to the occipital lobe and parietal lobe. It is divided into two cerebral hemispheres. Function of the cerebellum are muscle controls, balance, and coordination. Brainstem. Brainstem, it connects to the cerebellum of the brain to the spinal cord. It plays a vital role. It has three parts: midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata. They play a very important role in heart beating and the respiratory control.